Hi everyone, it's Jeannie Marie with Artistic Pours and More, and welcome to my channel. Today what I'm going to show you is how I make my tassels. I made a whole bunch of tassels recently. What you do is you need a piece of cardboard and you cut it to the length of the size tassel you want. I've got one here cut in 2 inches, 2.5, 3. So I'm just going to show you what I do, and then I make a little cut on each side of the cardboard, here and there, for this reason. What you're going to need to do, I'm using a card right here. You take floss, embroidery floss, you measure out 14 inches, cut it, fold it in half, and you're going to fold it in half and you're going to put it right through each end of your little cut that you've made on each end. This is what the back looks like and the front. And what you're going to do from that point is you're going to take your floss and you're going to start weaving it, going around in the circle. So what you're going to do is you're going to start like this, bring it right down to the bottom and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so on. So it's going to look like this. Now, people can choose however many circles they want to make around their cardboard, depending on how thick you want your tassel. I find that using 50 is a nice size for your tassel width, and it's going to be nice and thick enough to make a pretty nice tassel. This was 50 exactly, and that's a nice tassel. So after you get your 50 rows all around it, just take your scissors, snip it at the bottom right here, and then what you're going to do is you're going to release each side, just like this, of your double string that you doubled, and you're going to pull it up to the middle top, and you're going to tie it nice and tight. This is where it'd be nice if we had an extra pair of hands, because you want it to pull together. You want it nice and tight. So you're going to pull it nice and tight right at the top. And then you're going to knot it again. So you tie it nice and tight and make a knot. Do it again. So now you have it right at the top. This is still hanging down, which is fine. And you have this right on the top, just like that. Now what you want is you want a loop, because you're going to make this little loop here. So I just make my little tie right there. Sometimes I put my finger in there to make sure it doesn't go too small or too big. But for this, so you can see what I'm doing, I'm just going to go ahead and do the best I can, making my little loop the right size, the way I like it. Of course, that's your preference if you want it to be a smaller loop or a larger loop. And then you tie it again and pull it tight right to the edge there. Just like that. Make sure it doesn't go down too far and it doesn't close up your little loop. You pull it nice and tight, just like that. So at this point, we have our little loop. Make sure you see it right there. There's our loop. We're going to cut off close to the knot without cutting the knot. Just like this. And like that. Put that away. And we have our little loop here. Okay, see? We have a nice little loop right at the top. You're going to try to make sure it's right at the top. Now you just want to bend your cardboard a little bit and pull it off. Just like this. And you have the start of your tassel right here. You've got your beginning string from when you first started doing the circles and your ending string. And you're gonna hold your little loop right there. You're gonna take your scissors just like this, put it right in the middle, just like this. Make sure it's all even, and just do a nice cut. And what we need now is another piece. We're gonna start right here, like this. Make sure it's long enough. Get a little tie going on. Tie it off. So you gotta make the head of the tassel. And make sure it's in the right spot. Some people like a bigger head, some smaller. So you just put it in a spot where you want the head to begin, which I like mine about right there. Pull it nice and tight. Try to hold it. Tie it again. And there you go. Now you want to bring that extra piece and bring it down with the other strands, just like that. See, it's hanging right out there. Then you're going to take this side and you're going to start wrapping it, just like this. Probably 8 to 10 wraps around, like that, just like that, as tight as you like it to be. And then you take this and bring your string back up. That's usually the longer piece that you had started with there. And you tie it off again. And knot it again. One more time. And then you're just gonna bring that string down. At the bottom, and you're going to tie it. Now you're going to cut off the bottom, just like that. Move your string out of the way. You have your little tassel, but you'll see that it still needs a little trimming at the bottom. So that's what you do. Make sure it's all straightened out like this, and trim off the bottom. Now if you want, if you're thinking you might have a problem with getting it as even, you can always, if you want a 2-inch tassel, you can start with a 2 1/4 or 2 1/2, and always cut it down until you get better at it, which it looks like I need some more practice. So we have our cute little tassel right there. See? Just like this, nice little tassel. And that's how you make a tassel. So thank you everyone for joining me. If you have any questions or comments, please put them in the comments below. And everybody stay safe out there. God bless, be safe, and be happy. Bye-bye now.